is sponsored by Raycon. If you've been in the market for some new Bluetooth earbuds, you've probably already heard about Raycon. But let me tell you guys that now is the time to check them out, since they've recently dropped an upgraded version of their best-selling everyday earbuds, and they are better than ever. With a new sleek ergonomic design and active noise cancellation, their new model gives you the premium listening experience at a fraction of the price. They sent me this beautiful pair in blush violet, which is one of their newest colors. I really love this powdery soft hue. They also have a couple of other vibrant colors like royal blue and forest green, for those of you who like to make a bolder statement. All their earbuds also come with customizable gel tips, perfect for all of the tiny-eared folk out there like me. Whether I'm editing a video or taking Eddie for a walk, these things stay put and feel like they're barely there. They've got a 32-hour battery life, so I've never had these things die on me in my time of need. And even if they were running low, the new everyday earbuds come with a quick charge feature that gives you 90 minutes of playtime for every 10 minutes of charging. Perfect in a pinch. I've really been enjoying my new earbuds, and I think you would too. So if you're looking for your next pair of earbuds and would like to support the channel, be sure to click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/moon to get 15% off your Raycon purchase plus free shipping. Thanks so much to Raycon for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching. Hello. I hope that you are doing very, very, very well tonight. Tonight I have a variety of questions I would like to ask you to help you relax and for me to understand you just a little bit better. This is the notepad that I will be using to record your responses. Jammin' Jamboree, made by Fart Siley. Like fart style, but without the T. On the front is this big postage stamp with a little lady carrying strawberries away. 25. It's got a nice elastic band here to keep it shut. Which stamp do you like best? The strawberry and the wheelbarrow, the flowers, the berries, the jam, the little lady working on her concoction, her jam concoction, or this one with the salt and the butter, this one, or that one, or this one, or that one, or this one. I think my favorite is this one here at the top with the flowers and the berries. Alright, are you ready to get started? Perfect. You wake up to the smell of rain and the sound of wind howling outside your window. The soft light of dawn is just beginning to filter through your curtains. What's the first thing you do? A. Pull your blankets up tighter around you, snuggling deeper into bed, savoring the soothing sounds of rain tapping against the window. B. Reach over to your nightstand to grab the book you've been reading, letting yourself get lost in a chapter, while the storm continues outside. Or C, stay curled up in bed, but open up the window slightly so a cool breeze and fresh scent of rain can fill the room. So, what'll it be? Pull the blankets tighter, read a bit, or open the window? Alright. When you go to throw your blankets off, what do they look like? A light green and white patterned quilt your grandma made you. A luxuriously smooth golden yellow comforter. Or a burnt orange woven throw blanket you took from the couch downstairs to keep you extra warm. Right. What pajamas are you wearing? A pair of plaid flannel PJs in deep red and navy. A matching set of long-sleeved cotton pajamas with tiny pumpkins printed all over. Or an oversized, buttery soft sweatshirt paired with fleece leggings. Good choice. Which slippers do your feet slide into? A pair of soft, cream-colored slippers that hug your feet like clouds. A set of woolen hand-knit slippers in deep burgundy, keeping your toes warm and toasty. Or a pair of suede slippers with faux fur lining, perfect for padding around the house. You check your phone. A message from your friend Bailey pops up with an invitation to go apple picking later. How do you respond? I'm in. Should I bring anything? Sure, I'll come if you want. Or, sounds like the perfect day. What time are we going? Okay. You've decided to go apple picking with Bailey, and now it's time to get dressed. What do you grab to wear today? A red wool sweater with a white collared shirt peeking out from underneath, with black jeans and black boots with good grip on the soles. A brown cashmere sweater with a pair of green corduroy overalls and a pair of brown leather Oxfords. Or your softest flannel with a pair of pants that look presentable but feel like sweatpants. And your favorite sneakers for lots of walking. What accessory do you choose to complete your outfit? A plaid scarf that's perfect for layering, a knitted hat in warm brown tones that Bailey made for you last year, or a pair of leather gloves to keep your hands warm during the chilly day ahead. Good choice. After getting dressed, what do you fix for breakfast? Chocolate chip pancakes, toast with butter and cinnamon, or spiced apple oatmeal. Okay. As you're making breakfast, you notice the rain starts easing up and sunlight is breaking through the clouds. Do you open the kitchen window to let in the fresh air, light a pumpkin-scented candle, or put on a record?
As you settle in to enjoy your breakfast, you decide to watch something. What do you watch? The birds flitting around the feeder outside the window, chirping as they enjoy their morning meal.
A vlog about bouldering,
Or
a calming nature documentary showing sweeping landscapes and animals preparing for winter time.
what do you think you'd prefer over breakfast? Okay, that sounds good. Which drink do you put in your thermos to bring out with you today?
A chai latte, apple cider, or hot chocolate.
Okay. Before heading out the door, you realize you want to bring a snack for Bailey to thank her for doing the driving today. What do you pick from the pantry?
A granola bar made with oats, honey, and cinnamon. A small jar of trail mix with nuts, cranberries, and chocolate chunks. Or a few slices of homemade pumpkin bread that you baked yesterday.
I think she'll be very excited about that. What do you take with you besides your thermos and the snack?
Your favorite journal in case you find a quiet spot to jot down thoughts or some sketches maybe. A portable field guide to trees so you can identify the different kinds during your walk. Or a cozy blanket, perfect for any impromptu picnic or sitting spot during the day.
What do you think would be most helpful? Good choice. As Bailey pulls up to your driveway to pick you up, which car is she driving?
A vintage red Beetle with black seat covers and a fuzzy red steering wheel to match. A forest green SUV with a stack of cozy blankets in the back. Or a classic brown station wagon decorated with a couple little pumpkins sitting on the dashboard.
As you head up the mountain, the gas gauge starts to dip kind of low. You come across a small, rustic gas station. Do you stop for a quick fill-up, even though the old-fashioned pumps look pretty worn, just to be safe for the rest of the trip? Or
Keep driving, trusting you can make it to the next town with a larger station before you run out of gas.
or
Pull over and check your map, looking for the nearest gas station or roadside assistance, just in case you miscalculate.
what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Okay. I think that's what I would do too. You spot a few different radio stations offering calming music or fun content. What do you decide to tune into?
A classical music station with peaceful melodies to blend with the sounds of the wind and the trees. A local station playing cozy autumn-themed stories and poetry, perfect for setting the tone for your day.
Or an indie folk station with guitar strumming and soft vocals that make this mountain drive feel like you're in a movie. Okay. A light drizzle starts to come down as you drive, making the road slightly slick. You see a sign for a scenic detour that winds through the forest, less traveled? Do you take the detour? It's longer, but the promise of hidden waterfalls and breathtaking views is too tempting to pass up. Or stick to the main road for safety, especially with the rain, and enjoy the steady drive up to the orchard. Or do you pull over and wait for the rain to ease up before deciding which path to take, taking a moment to enjoy the sound of raindrops falling on the roof? So, scenic path, trusty path, or pull over for now. Okay. Once you get going again, you pass a beautiful clearing filled with colorful leaves gently falling to the ground. You feel the urge to stop for a moment. What do? Pull over, step out to feel the crunch of the leaves under your boots, maybe collecting a few particularly pretty ones. Or do you just roll your windows down, letting the peaceful scene drift by as you drive through it? Or do you keep driving but make a mental note of the location so you can stop by on your way back down the mountain? As you keep driving up the winding road, you spot a quaint roadside antique shop. Its weathered wooden sign is painted in soft, faded colors. What is the shop called? Whispering Pine Antiques, with a hand-painted pine tree and mountains decorating the sign. The Copper Kettle, with a little vintage kettle painted on the sign. Or Maple Hollow Finds, with leaves and an old key painted on the sign. You decide to step inside, the doorbell chiming as you enter. The shop smells like polished wood and old books. Who's working behind the counter? A cheerful older gentleman with round glasses perched on the tip of his nose, who greets you with, "Welcome. Let me know if you're looking for anything special today." Or a middle-aged woman with salt and pepper hair pinned in a quite messy bun, wearing a wool cardigan, sitting behind the counter knitting. She glances up and gives you a friendly nod before returning to her knitting project. Or a young woman with long, wavy pink hair who's rearranging teacups and other little curiosities. She flashes you a big, bright smile and says, "Feel free to explore. Every piece in here has its own little story I can tell you about if you just ask." Okay. As you browse through the cozy, cluttered aisles, something catches your eye. What do you decide to buy? A delicate vintage teacup with intricate hand-painted flowers and a matching saucer. Or an old leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed with age and the faint scent of vanilla. Or a little brass pocket watch, its cover engraved with swirling patterns. It's ticking softly in your hand. Good. You resume your journey to the orchard, but soon you see a fork in the road. One path leads directly to the orchard, but the other promises a scenic drive through an old covered bridge and past a historic mill Which do you choose? Take the direct route to get to the orchard quickly and get started with the apple picking, or opt for the scenic route, excited to see the covered bridge and historic mill, even if it takes a bit longer. Okay. Good. As you arrive at the orchard, you see a few different people working at the ticket booth, each with their own charm. Who do you choose to approach to purchase your tickets?
The older woman with silver hair tucked under a knitted hat. She has eyes that twinkle with wisdom. She's wearing a dark purple shawl and beaded earrings that look homemade in a good way.
Or the young man with tousled brown hair, wearing a plaid shirt with suspenders. He has an easygoing, friendly demeanor, joking with guests as he hands out maps of the orchard, clearly excited about the day's events.
Or the middle-aged woman with a green apron who looks like she's been part of the orchard for years. She's chatting with visitors like old friends, sharing stories about the history of the orchard, and offering her advice for the best spots for apple picking in the orchard.
Good. Okay. You've got your tickets, so you head on inside. The air smells of sweet apples and the distant scent of wood smoke from a nearby cabin. What do you do now? Grab a basket and head straight for the nearest apple tree, eager to get to picking.
Or wander over to the cider press for a taste of fresh apple cider, still warm from the press. Or take a moment to just breathe in the fresh mountain air and enjoy the sight of the golden leaves all around you.
The orchard provides woven baskets, but you notice they also offer wooden crates and canvas bags for carrying apples. Do you choose to stick with the traditional woven basket, loving the nostalgic, rustic kind of feel as you fill it up with the apples? Or opt for the sturdy wooden crate, perfect for keeping the apples safe and easy to carry around? Or go for the eco-friendly canvas bag, enjoying its lightweight feel and its reuse for future trips with the cute little apple pattern painted on. Okay. The rows of apple trees are covered in red and green fruit. What's the first apple you pick?
A bright red Honeycrisp that looks perfectly crisp and juicy. A deep red Macintosh, its skin slightly waxy and smooth. Or a dark green Granny Smith, perfect for baking later.
As you start picking, you see that some of the apples are just out of your reach. How do you decide to gather them? Using a long-handled apple picker tool provided by the orchard to gently pluck the apples from the highest branches. Or stand on your tiptoes and stretch as far as you can, determined to grab the apples yourself with a little extra effort. Or ask Bailey or a fellow picker nearby with some more height to give you a hand. As you wander around, you notice a few farm dogs happily roaming the property. Which dog do you choose to approach?
The fluffy golden retriever with a wagging tail, gently nudging your hand with its nose, eager for pets and attention. The calm and wise-looking border collie, lying in the shade of an apple tree, observing the orchard with quiet intelligence, its eyes calmly meeting yours, as if inviting you to sit beside him.
Or a playful Australian shepherd, darting between trees and visitors, occasionally circling back to you with bright eyes and a lopsided grin, ready for some fetch. Okay. Which event do you head to next?
The biggest pumpkin contest, where enormous pumpkins, some the size of small cars,
Are all lined up in a row. You marvel at the incredible size and vibrant colors, wondering how anyone could even lift them.
the petting zoo, where soft woolly sheep and curious goats nibble at your coat, and gentle ponies trot around. You could feed the animals a handful of hay and give them a gentle scratch behind the ears.
Or the corn maze, its towering stalks rustling in the breeze. The earthy smell of the corn and soil surrounds you as you wind through the maze, hoping to find the exit before the sun sets. You decide to buy a pumpkin from the pumpkin patch. Which one catches your eye?
A perfectly round, deep orange pumpkin with a sturdy stem, ideal for carving a classic jack-o'-lantern. Its smooth surface seems to be begging for a candle to glow from within.
A charming, squat, pale white pumpkin that looks unique. You can easily picture it decorating your front porch. Or a bumpy, misshapen green pumpkin, full of character, perfect for a spooky centerpiece. Which one do you think would suit your home the best? That's a good choice. After exploring the orchard's main attractions, you decide to take a peaceful walk. Which path do you choose to wander down?
The winding dirt path lined with towering oak trees, their branches
Forming a golden canopy overhead as fallen leaves crunch, crunch, crunch beneath your feet. Or the narrow trail through a wildflower meadow, the last blooms of the season swaying gently in the breeze, with distant mountains peeking through the mist, the mist, the mist. Or the cozy woodland path with moss-covered stones and a trickling creek, the air filled with the scent of damp earth and pine needles. As you walk down your chosen path, you spot a shy black cat with big yellow eyes emerging cautiously from the bushes.
It watches you curiously, its tail twitching. How do you interact with the cat? By kneeling down and slowly extending your hand, offering a soft hello in hopes of gaining its trust.
Or sitting down on a nearby rock, keeping a respectful distance and quietly admiring the cat from afar, waiting to see if it feels brave enough to come closer itself. Or you rummage through your bag and find a small snack. Maybe the cat would like a tiny nibble. Tiny nibble. Tiny nibble of your apple slice as a friendly offering. Your gentle approach works perfectly. The cat sniffs your hand cautiously before stepping forward and nuzzling your leg, her soft fur brushing against you. She follows you around the orchard, her bright yellow eyes glowing. You decide you want to give her a nickname. What do you call her? Shadow, for her sleek dark fur and the way she follows you like a shadow through the orchard. Pumpkin, for the contrast between her black fur and the bright orange pumpkins scattered around. Or Moonbeam, for the way her yellow eyes remind you of the full harvest moon. Shadow, pumpkin, or moonbeam. Good choice. You decide to capture the magic of the day with a photo. Which background do you choose? A row of apple trees, branches heavy with red and green apples, and some baskets and a ladder positioned nearby, leaning against one of the trees. Or the barn in the background with its weathered red paint and a white horse with tan freckles grazing on hay in front of it. Or a scenic overlook of the valley below, where the trees are ablaze with orange, yellow, and red leaves. The orchard, the barn, or the overlook. That'll be a great picture. As you walk through the orchard some more, you spot a little farm stand selling treats. What do you pick up for later? A jar of homemade apple butter, a small basket of cinnamon sugar donuts, or a bottle of maple syrup made right on the farm. You really can't go wrong. Okay. You also notice another stand selling bundles of dried flowers, wheat stalks, and wreaths. Which do you choose? A beautifully crafted wreath with deep reds and browns, perfect for hanging on your front door. Or a bundle of dried lavender and wheat stalks, wrapped and tied with twine, would look lovely on your kitchen table. Or a garland made of tiny dried pumpkins, ideal for adding a rustic touch to your mantle or maybe your windowsill. What would suit your place the best? Okay, you spot a creature perched in a tree. Is it a wise old owl staring at you, unblinking? A chubby squirrel clutching an acorn in its tiny paws? Or a small brown bat resting upside down on a branch, its wings wrapped around it like a tiny cloak, waiting for nightfall? Okay. You arrive back home as the sun sets, casting a golden glow over the world. You check your mailbox to find a letter waiting for you. What does it look like? A smooth, cream-colored envelope sealed with red wax, the edges slightly worn, with elegant cursive handwriting spelling out your name. A textured brown open the letter, you're greeted by your grandmother's familiar cursive handwriting. She says she's busy working on a sweater for you and wants to know which leaf you would prefer to have stitched on the front. A maple leaf, an oak leaf, or a ginkgo leaf. Okay. When you walk through your door, what's the first thing you do to unwind?
Change into your coziest loungewear and wrap yourself in a throw blanket. Pour yourself a glass of wine or hot chocolate to sip by the fire. Or pull out your favorite little craft project as of late.
You decide to relax by working on a puzzle. Which design do you pick?
A cozy cottage surrounded by red, orange, and yellow trees. A vintage Halloween scene featuring black cats, jack-o'-lanterns, and children in old-fashioned costumes. Or a scene of a library with a crackling fireplace and shelves filled with old books.
You start to write a letter back to your grandmother. What do you include in your note besides your leaf preference?
A detailed description of your day, sharing your peaceful autumn adventure. A hand-drawn sketch of the black cat you met at the orchard, along with some pressed leaves you found along the way. Or a quick note of gratitude, promising to visit her soon and that you'll tell her about your day in person.
Before climbing into bed, you decide to do something to make your space extra cozy tonight. What do you choose?
Lighting a pumpkin pie scented candle. Turning on fairy lights to create a gentle golden glow throughout your room. Or turn on an audiobook to fall asleep to someone softly storytelling.
Good. Last question. As you drift into sleep, your dreams take on an otherworldly quality. What do you dream about? Walking through a moonlit forest where the air is misty as you venture deeper and deeper and deeper. The trees begin to whisper your name, and glowing fireflies gather around you, forming a clear path leading to an ancient stone archway. Or do you find yourself in an ancient library as you pull a book from the shelf? The pages begin to turn on their own, revealing to you a secret map of a long-forgotten land. Or, standing on the very edge of a vast, still lake under a sky filled with stars, you watch as the water suddenly ripples despite no wind. Slowly, a figure rises from the water's surface.
A transparent water nymph with flowing waves of watery hair.
The nymph gestures for you to follow them across the lake's shimmering surface. Which dream do you think you'll have? Great. Thank you so much for participating in my questions. I had so much fun hearing your answers. I hope that you enjoyed and that you felt truly immersed in this little
Autumn adventure sorry about Eddie's snoring and lip smacking towards the end there.
That's why I normally don't let him hang out with me while I film, because he just makes too many little grumpy old man noises. But tonight, I just really wanted to spend some time with him while I filmed. I find his presence really relaxing, so he puts me in a good headspace for doing ASMR. So I hope